show. We have Shelly Shell Williams, DJ Kid Disco with his finger on his face. What's up with that?
He always has it like
that. I know, that's his favorite way to be. And we have Joel Washington Atterbury, aka King Atterbury, with us today, a poet extraordinaire. So looking forward to getting into conversation with you. But before we do that, we are going to go to our commercials and start it off by paying those bills. We're very responsible. Yay! But Facebook, we're going to stay with you. So you wait. You wait up.
WGFB FM radio.
So are you ready?
How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
All right, we've gone to commercial for the radio. Hi, Facebook. Anybody there yet, Shelly Shell?
I'm tagging you right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't even. I'll have to go back and like move it to my page. What's the weather like, King or Joel? What's the weather like where you are?
Oh, it's been fluctuating. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like 83 degrees. Then the afternoon is like 90 something.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've been hearing I've been hearing from my East Coast friends. Everybody's like, it's so hot.
But you know what? It's not
is.
as hot.
Humidity.
It's not hot today. It's 88. Yesterday was like 92, 95. 88.
Yeah.
Not,
88,
I mean,
It's still
88
dry,
is hot.
it's hot, but it's
Yeah.
not like that 90. Listen, when you out there, it was like 90, 92, 93. Come on, it's like, I can't breathe.
Mm-hmm. I can't.
That's
stand
exactly
it.
how it was yesterday when I stepped out the car. I was like, oh God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a friend of mine, I called a friend of mine and they were like, I heard all this noise. I'm like, are you okay? They're like, the car broke down. I am on the street. I'm like, you're on the street. And I mean, he's like in his 70s, not good. And it is like 100 out there. I was like, man, you need to call a cab or something and sit
There's
inside.
nothing you can do when your car breaks down. You either got to wait for the people to come because I ain't leaving my car.
Mm-mm.
Uber, Lyft, or something.
Uh-huh.
Got to wait for the repair, the triples.
But that's dangerous.
Oh wait,
though.
Danny Garcia was on. I'm sorry, this is so off top, but I didn't know Danny Garcia was on the Celebrity Family Feud. Oh my God! I'm sorry, he's from Philly.
Okay.
I'm Super Joe right now. Like seriously, I'm Super Joe. I did
Cool.
not know he was on there. Shout out to Danny Garcia. He just won that fight last week. So he's got his championship belt back again.
Good. Of course, I don't know who she's talking about.
Danny Garcia is a
I don't watch-
boxer.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I love boxing. I'm sorry, boxing's my thing. But Danny Garcia is a boxer from Philly, and he used to be a welterweight, the smaller weight, and he just went up in class, the heavier class, and he just won another fight. But anyway, he's on Celebrity Family.
Yeah, very cool.
Nice to see him. Shout
Kudos
out.
to him.
I know, right?
You know everybody in Philadelphia.
I wish I did. I just happen to know him. It's just like when you see your Philly people making it, you know, like yes, Philly, we
That's
making it.
That's so cool because I'm like, Chicago, I'm like, okay, cool. I mean,
You like,
I
oh,
said
they
up
made
here
it.
Harlem, all right, yeah, we standing up.
yeah. I
No,
don't
Harlem,
have-
you standing up for Harlem. I'm standing up for New York too, because I know some folks out there.
Well, I'm from Harlem, born and raised. Harlem
I
High
know, I heard you. I heard the podcast. I'm saying you standing up for Harlem, right?
That's right, always.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of connection to any place I've lived, and I've lived so many places.
I'm just chilling in South Jersey.
So are you ready?
That's where you are now?
Yeah, Cape May.
24/7, 365. It's the PPC Radio Show, hosted by Cinda Williams, co-hosted by Shelly Shell Williams. Music by DJ Kid Disco on the Grown Folks Radio. Yeah.
PPC, 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 yeah. PPC, PPC, CPC, yeah. Join me so we can grow together. Conversation, get that healing. Let them know what they're missing. Share with your best friend. Tell them come hear this, yeah. Don't you dare miss your blessings. Powerful lessons, true confessions, yeah. PPC, yeah. A powerful tool for you. PPC, yeah. A powerful tool for you and me. PPC,
All right. Welcome to the PPC Radio Show. Again, thank you for joining us. And if you have, please share, like, comment. We want to hear from you, even though I can't see it right now. Shelly Shell is watching.
Well, yeah, we have Ramon Manley, James Patterson watching, and Tiffany Johnson. So what's up, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in. And
Hi. DJ
What's
Kid Disco is with us. He's in a pensive mood, it seems. And Joel Washington Atterbury.
oh,
That
hi.
sounds-
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there?
That sounds like a poet's name.
I think your name brought out the theater in Cinder.
That's what's up.
So every week we do a segment, confession segment, and it is Shelly Shell on you, lady.
All right. Are you ready, Mr. King? This is true confession time. True confessions. Whoa. Ooh, seems like you gasped a little bit. It's true confession time. You have to give us a true confession. It doesn't have to be all deep, but we have to follow suit. So you can make it deep, you can make it easy, you can make it funny. Ready?
Yeah, no doubt.
All
Okay,
right.
let's go.
A true confession in what way? Which way?
You said
Wait,
any
one.
true confession that you secretly like M&Ms and people don't know, or you secretly don't like red M&Ms, or you kissed somebody in elementary school and you never told anybody. I don't know.
All
Did
right.
anybody do that? That was a good one.
I was involved with two women that know each other.
Whoa.
Ooh.
They know each other. They knew
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah, they read the same poetry and loved it to death and shared it with each other and didn't know it was about each one of them.
I like you. I
I'm-
like that.
I'm a subliminous.
I do,
Wow.
and they never found out.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's interesting.
That was good. That was good.
Okay, that's a
So
real
follow suit, y'all.
Oh
I'm
my
trying
gosh.
to think.
Okay. So I've given secret subliminal messages in when I've done stuff. In songs, I've written songs about someone. I've written poetry about someone. One of my favorite ones that I wrote was I was dating this guy who slept all the time. He was always sleeping. And so I wrote a poem about how sleep was his mistress. And I wanted some attention. And so yeah, I've done that before. And I've sung, when I've sung a song, I've interpreted the song to be meaningful to certain people, and sometimes they get it and sometimes they don't. So yeah.
But you weren't seeing two people at the same time.
No, never that. That I ain't never done. Mm-mm.
I was younger.
Yeah.
Good one. You was
No judgment, Joel.
No.
But it's real facts though. You know what I mean? But no.
I
What about
don't,
you,
I don't,
Shelley?
I don't know if I have two people at the same time.
See, I took
You
something
sure,
different
Shelly?
from it.
Sorry, he said, somehow I feel like you was reading through that. Let me think. At the same time, I wouldn't say dating people at the same time, but I was always one of those people that had the backup. Used to before I used to have the person that I was with, and it was always a backup. But I wouldn't do anything with them except for just be a backup. Like, hey, hang out with them here and there, and just make just have special friendship time. But I wouldn't tell my dude that I was with because that's probably not appropriate. But I would talk about it on my show, Single on a Saturday Night. I did drop some stuff. I talk about you. You may not know it's you, but when I tell a story, I bet you it's about you.
Yeah, I used to do that, but I got in trouble, so I stopped doing that. I don't do that. I do old. I talk about old stuff. I don't ever talk about current stuff.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-mm.
Shelly, I wonder what your sign is.
Oh, my sign? I'm on a cusp of Aquarius and Capricorn. I don't know what them.
I was picking up some of that energy, that Capricorn energy.
It wasn't. It's just I had to. I was like, oh man, we gotta tell the real taste. But that's cool. True confessions. I did that. I did it. Somebody said special. Vaughn said special friendship time. Eyeballs. Listen, I think I'm talking about you, but I'm saying I'm talking about life in general. That was a long time ago. Disco. So how about you? How about you? Come on.
Let's go from the subliminal to the ridiculous.
Okay.
I have dated. I have slept with friends, family members. Two of them actually lived in the same house. I might have done a threesome.
So you saying the family members was living in the same house and you was?
Oh boy, that's a real confession. So I'm confused. Let me clear this up. So you called her a family. So that means she was a friend of the family living in you guys' house?
No, they were sisters.
Oh, so you were with. Got it.
Okay.
That's deep. That's a confession.
She was upstairs and the other one was downstairs. And
we act like that is not people that cheat. Dude, how many times we done seen it on different movies? They was sleeping with the sister. How many times? So you was the one that was sleeping with the sister. Listen.
Yeah.
Well, there was the one time. Okay. Well, see.
You did it. Just say you did it. You did it.
Well, see. If I think the messiest one was probably where. Okay,
it's over now, so go ahead and say it unless it's current.
All right.
Yeah, brother, just spit that out, yo.
It was two girls. They was a couple, and I was but the rules was you couldn't have you couldn't play with one without the other. Well, there's always.
You played with one without the other, and the other without the other.
Well, you know what that happens so often. You was throttling.
They was like salt and pepper. One was tall, dark, and the other one was the short, little heavy Chevy. You know who got it. Anyway, but we forgot the rules, and we was sliding off, and we were brilliant enough to park her car in front of my apartment, and
you got caught.
Well, a window got broken, and
yeah, I think that
slipping.
I think that
men don't know how to cheat. I'm sorry, men don't know how to cheat. Go ahead.
But in the end, I must say, we all, hugged it out.
But I mean, how mad can you be? You bringing somebody else into your stuff. How mad can you be if something happens? I mean, you're taking a huge chance to bring a third.
When you're throttling.
When you're a throuple situation, you very well can be left by yourself while they go couple up.
See, here's where I messed up. My apartment should have been on the third floor instead of the first floor. That's where I was guilty.
Okay. All right.
Listen, I say this. if you bring, like you said, and if you bring somebody into it, I mean, why are you mad? But I think cheating in general goes to our egos anyway. It's really our egos. It's like you just lied to me. It's the lying part. It's not even. It ain't even the fact that you was throttling or you was getting it with that person. It was like ego. Like what?
So
You
so
couldn't
wait a
even
minute.
tell me the truth.
So wait a minute. Let me ask you: if a woman, because I see this on cheaters all the time, they don't live together. How is that
Mhm.
cheating? What I do in my crib is my business. You ain't paying the bills.
What you mean? If y'all together and somebody inviting their private parts up into your person's business.
But I'm in my crib. You got your crib over there on this side of town. I'm on that side of town. You ain't got no key. You a guest too. What?
So, in other words, two people can't be dating and not live together and expect at least the truth between them.
I said dating. You don't get that. You don't understand how strong. If I give you a key, yeah, all right. Then that means you ain't supposed to be walking up and see no panties on the wall.
But see,
If
I
you-
think you just gotta communicate, though. You know what I'm
if
saying?
we got separate cable bills, all bets are off.
Okay,
So
so
you're saying that if you're just dating and it's not super serious where the other has the key, then you free to do whatever you want.
that's
like-
cool if y'all know that. That's my thing. Do you know that?
Got no
Do-
key. Listen, I catch up with you when it's your turn. It ain't your turn tonight.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's cool if everybody involved knows. If everybody knows that that's the deal, you are just dating multiple partners. You might sleep with multiple partners, and they're okay with that. Then that's on them. You
But
know,
here with this monkeypox, you better not be sleeping with nobody extra. You better
Ooh,
know
that.
who you sleeping with. That monkeypox might get you. You better monkeypox yourself to yourself.
But you ain't even gotta be actually sleeping with the woman. She could just come over and y'all watching TV. Never mind. Never mind.
Netflix and chill.
Yeah, I just thought about that. That's never
yeah,
I ain't
right.
monkeypox. Ain't no nothing that jumping off. Monkeypox is real. I ain't jumping off with nobody.
Okay, well, that was an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
But you
Anybody
said
have
I didn't
anything
have
to
nothing to
say,
say
Shelley?
though, right?
I guess you did. I guess
I
you
knew
did.
you had something to say on a subject like that.
Of course. But see, I missed it. I was thinking about the song, the poetry. I wasn't even thinking about
You
the.
was thinking all sweet and innocent. I was like,
I'm
really?
so
Is he really?
stupid.
I was like, I'm going to ask you. Did you have two people at the same time?
Never.
Did you ever?
I've had multiple people want me at the same time, but I'm a one-man woman. I don't want no more than one. There's
And
too
I'm gonna
much
tell you something from
testosterone.
experience. It's hard work. Try to remember. You said to the last one.
No
It's only
desire.
hard work because you don't know what you're doing.
Especially if they know the same. They all from the same club.
Y'all want to get caught. If you get caught, you want to get
No.
caught. There's a way to do it without getting caught. Ain't that right, Ken?
Well, some people know how to stay in their lane, so they don't go for the expectation, just the
Okay.
situation.
Okay.
Go on, King.
I'm just
Break
saying.
it down. I know it's a poem. I know you got a poem about it.
And I
In
got
one
a
of the-
poem about it. Here it is.
In one of those books,
Yeah, you have 18 books. Let's move into you. So it's 18, right?
Yeah.
Or
really
more.
17. The one book
Seven?
is just a
Okay.
collection of the
Okay.
first 8 books.
Okay. All right. So yeah, okay. Let's dive into you, Mr. Harlem, Mr. South Jersey, Mr. Man, because you took a route that not a lot of young Black men take. I mean, they've been known to in history, but not so much your age range. Do you hear of a whole lot of poets, young Black men come from
Right.
Harlem? So tell me how that began, how that happened.
Well, it all began right in Harlem, Central Harlem, 43rd between 7th and Lenox. You know, just seeing everything at a young age and just the experience. You know, you move along in life, you get into junior high school, that's where you get in trouble. and you find your way. Talking to, many girls, you're hanging out with your homies, you seeing the realization of society, But it wasn't until my father passed away, which was 1984 at the age of 32, where I really started structuring myself to write as a therapy. It was therapeutic for me. And, at the same time, I was writing rhymes with friends on the avenue and stuff like that, little ciphers, and moving ahead, to get ahead. High school began. You form friendships with other people that's doing the same thing as you. You write your little rhymes on your break time in the cafeteria. So, I befriend others who's from different boroughs and start getting a little better. I transferred schools. I went to school in the South Bronx, Samuel Gompers, and I transferred to Louis D. Brandeis. And that's where it all began, the new journey. I entered a mini school program that they had set up by the city, which allowed the kids, the high school kids, to go to take college courses. So I took up poetry, journalism, photography, and culinary arts. I took up culinary arts just to get with the girls.
I'm sure.
Excuse
I'm
me?
gathering that right now. I'm gathering that about you right now.
Hey, my skills is unique right now.
So what's your go-to meal? What's that meal that says they dropping? I'm just saying, be respectful, but they dropping. What's that meal?
Call it the infamous Harlem goulash.
Okay.
What?
Okay. You can have a better name, but anyway, what is that?
Harlem goulash. It's just a little mixture of whatever I put in there. A little of this, a little of that, and it's tasty, looks good, and the presentation is bad. I had to show you some pictures.
All right.
Well, back to my story. So, photography was good. A lot of girls like me taking their pictures. It was on the black and white. You know what I mean? So while I was doing that, I was still writing. Lived in the projects, Hattonville. So getting into the poetry class where I met Abi Odun from the Last Poets. He was this teacher there. So I wasn't even you. I was kind of like fan faved when I like, yo, that's Abi Odun from the Last Poets. Started teaching a lot of things about rhythmic patterns, following melodies and everything. So I took that home with me. And I started just honing my craft a little more. So after that situation, mother passed away in 1992. I was the age of 21, and she was 39 years old. So I moved down to South Jersey and made South Jersey my home to get another job.
What made you choose South Jersey?
Well, I was involved with my kid's mother. So, at that time I said, you know what, I need a change of pace. So I was already coming down here when I was like 19. So, on the weekends. So I was like, this is nice down here. I can get with this. So I just left my job and everything and just moved down here. And I think moving down here was the best thing I ever did in my life. It changed my life, So
let me ask you this. You mentioned a book in the podcast that was life-changing for you. And I know DJ Kid Disco, it was also proved to be life-changing for him. What was that book called? Do you remember?
Was it the first book?
What was the book, Kid?
Man, Child, and the Promised Land.
Yes. That book, my dad read that book a lot. He passed it to my older brother, and then my older brother passed it on to me. Once I read that book, that's what really got me into reading a lot of books, like also by Walter Dean Myers. I read a lot of Langston Hughes books, but that particular author, it was just the city. You see in other people's experience of the city. I recognized it because I grew up seeing everything at a young age. I had to be at least by third grade, there was nothing that I didn't see. The gangsters, the dealers, the prostitutes, pimps, all walks of life. And I know some people say, oh God, that could have traumatized you. No, it didn't. That was just the life of a Harlem kid. You seeing things from, your personal view. So that's what spiked everything.
So, kid, what was it that drew you to that book? Because maybe this is something we need to tell folks about.
My mom, being from the era that she was, Black Panther, borderline Eastern Star, you know, the whole black movement and all pro-black and all of that. Though we were raised in the projects, though I was raised in the projects, once we moved out of the projects, my mom had a mentality, just because you're from the projects doesn't mean you have to live like that. So she had this thing where she would make us, like, you're not going to read comic books all day. And she would make us read. She would make me read, read stuff. And she said that book reminded her so much of me, because I was into everything. Right? I was, put it this way, bro, I was Sonny. Okay?
I lived that life.
I was Sonny, just Philadelphia style. He was always
Yeah.
getting into shit. I don't know how else to put it. Went to reform school twice, and but in the end, the main character Sonny winds up becoming a lawyer, getting himself together, moving down to the village, and really getting himself together. So my mom making me read that, and I had to actually read a chapter every day. That was my assignment, and then report back to her what I read. And me reading it, I was like, oh, this dude is just like me. Like, the stuff even though it's in New York, it's just like me. So I would revisit that book, because that was the only book I really knew at that time. So when it came time to do a book report, I'm going to pull out Old Faithful. So by the time I was 15, the book actually started making sense, and I kept reading it. And then it got me into reading autobiography of Malcolm X and reading stuff about Langston Hughes and all that. And it made in the book actually made you believe that, hey, I might be in and out of jail now, but I could actually do something with this.
Books are so important. They can
And it was
change
that book.
lives.
And
It was that book that actually got me through 14 months and 3 weeks in the penitentiary, because it made me remember who I am. And once I got out, as y'all know, I ain't been back since then.
amen to that, brother.
And then we talking the 90s. We talking. I got out in 1990. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I feel like I want to ask a quick question before we go to break. Have you been able to, all this poetry, have you been able to like get your books into schools and stuff like that? Because your books could have the same effect on young people as that book had on you.
That's one of the window of opportunities that I'm waiting for, because I would love to do that. I would love to put them in penitentiaries, put them in the school system, so others can see, that you can achieve this too. Writing books. I mean, I was incarcerated myself. I got out, got my job back all the same day. And then the judges said, you'll be back, so we're going to let you out anyway. And I've never been back there in prison. And I got out in 1999. I went in 98. So it was a little short stint. So, they counted me out, but I proved everybody wrong. And here I am now, poet, published author, doing, radio podcasts and virtual. Been at my job 22 and a half years since I got out. So.
Have you turned your poetry into like put on SoundCloud or way to download it, like maybe turn it into songs where you can actually have that stream of income as well?
I'm soon to be working on that. I have a cousin that does music. He does production, so we're gonna work on that. I think I saw a program on TuneCore. It's called TuneCore. It's a streaming service. So I'm looking into a few different things. So
I think I heard that before, TuneCore.
yeah, so
It's kind of like what's the name's app?
it's like
It's like Rob's app.
what's that, distro or something like that?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, you mean like a streaming platform? Like talking about like
Yes. Yes.
but it's an independent. It's somebody's independent platform, or is it a?
Just for artists.
Oh,
I know
okay.
the rapper Pop Papoose, he said he's putting out multiple albums on it.
Really?
Teach
Okay.
different people about that, you know. So I'm gonna look more into it. But right now, I'm just working on putting these last 2 books out, and then it's gonna be go time for the 4th quarter, meaning September. So
You got 18 books.
yeah, well, by the end of August, it'll be 20 books. So
What?
Man,
20
you got
books.
2 coming out in
Huh?
the same. That's hot.
I just put this one out a few weeks ago.
Let's say the brighter side of me. And
Yeah,
it's all
right.
poetry. Can you open it up and show me the inside?
The title or just the pages?
The pages. I wanted to see how it was laid out. So is it all poetry, or the stories and poetry? Is it?
No, it's all poetry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, this is more dedicated to the woman's side of things. Relationships, the ins and outs of being sensual and intimate with women, or the discussions or communication. So this is like the 3rd version of From Me to You. So I did From Me to You, the memo, From Me to You, King's Wave, and this is like 3rd edition called The Brighter Side of Me. So
With 20 books, you could teach people how to put out books. Like you got that's a whole thing right there, to be able to put out all those books and market them and make sure, it's a whole thing there.
I have a lot to say.
Oh, he said, I have a lot.
I'm a conversationalist too.
Yes, you are. On that note, we're going to take a little conversation break for the radio and get our commercials done so we can come back and talk more about what you got going on, Joel. Or not.
No.
It's the PPC Radio Show, hosted by Cinda Williams, co-hosted by Shelly Shell Williams. Music by DJ Kid Disco on the Grown Folks Radio. Yeah. WGFB FM Radio.
So are you ready?
How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
All right.
Messages. We'll be right back. It's like, yo, you just, all right.
Just cut off the message. So is anybody talking, Shelly?
Yes. Well, Vaughn is talking because he's from Harlem. Vaughn Sincere Martin is from Harlem. He's like, yeah, that's my town. And He said, man child, the promised land changed his life as well. So hey, that's the thing. Go Harlem.
Yeah.
He said, I think some of those books kept him out of jail and prison. So, and he's been meaning to put out a poetry book. So very inspiring. He's saying to you.
Okay.
So there you go. Keep inspiring the people. Look. Listen,
Well,
20 books on August, man.
That's where everything come from, though. You know what I'm saying? Like that Harlem Renaissance, just being from Harlem, you know how to go out there and get things done. You do. I remember seeing all the books on the tables on 125th Street near the Apollo. People I was just buying books just to read. I'm like, yo, dude got an independent book out. Let me peep this out. Street stories, all type of things, intimate stories. I read books by some Philly authors, some street novels and stuff. So that's what really captivated. Even when I write my poetry, I try to make it thought-provoking without making it thought-provoking. You know what I mean? So yeah, I like to really get into it. Have a person going, what do you mean by that? Like, so
have you ever told stories around it? Like, suppose you got the poetry, but what if you told a story like this was a day when I was sitting back, I was doing this, I was doing tell a story that actually brings them into it too.
Actually, I think in this book or the book before it, I wrote a story about Michelle. How we met A girl I was dating.
I was like Michelle Obama.
I'm sorry.
Who's Michelle?
Yeah, no. I was dating and then we reconnected through Facebook. You know, we still just cool. You know what I mean? So, you know, our relationship ended because I wound up being incarcerated. So,
Oh.
we reconnected, being back cool and stuff like that. So it was an interesting story because we met on the boardwalk in Atlantic City. You know, so it was just a funny story though.
But something special, definitely something special about her. You know, you're writing stories. So, you know,
yeah.
hey.
Well, she meant a lot to me. You know what I mean? So we still good friends. And
I see it all in your face. I don't know.
Yeah,
Every time you say it, it's like a,
you know, the thing about it is I
smile.
messed up by being incarcerated, going to jail. So, you know, she was a real good woman. You know what I mean? We had a great time together. We didn't never know each other long, and we just connected like that. You know what I mean? The stars was in alignment. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. So then when y'all reconnected, you know,
we still
life was
cool. You
different.
know what I'm saying? We talked about some real intimate details of, you know, moving forward in life. And she told me later that she was pregnant, and you know, she said, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I already had a kid and everything. And you in jail, didn't know how long.
Yeah, we can go and continue that when we come back.
Everyone, 24/7, 365. It's the PPC Radio Show, hosted by Cinda Williams, co-hosted by Shelly Shell Williams. Music by DJ Kid Disco on the Grown Folks Radio. Yo.
Welcome back to the PPC Radio Show. Facebook, you stayed with us. Boy, we were getting kind of deep here, talking about
Yeah, you got to finish that story. Go on, man.
You know, and like I said,
You got intro it back to radio. So intro it back to radio. We were talking about stories in the books.
yeah,
Has he ever written a story? And he did write one story. It was about Michelle.
yeah.
I like that name, Michelle, by the way.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, it was real dope. And then I wrote another one about a woman that was living down here in Cape May, and she ran into trouble. She couldn't get herself together, and she couldn't deal with the perils of life, and she skipped town to Philly. And I went up there looking for her. You know what I'm saying? And people knew where she was at. They gave me little tidbits because she wore one of my shirts that said King Atterbury on it with all my books on it. So I knew the right area to look for her, and you know.
Philly gets such a bad rap.
He just said went to Philly. But you were about to tell a story about Michelle, but about when you were incarcerated. Y'all was deep. She put smiles on your face from ear to ear.
Yeah, when I was incarcerated, and you know, that's when the relationship dissolved. You know what I mean? Because then I was in the county jail, then wound up going to prison. She didn't know what she was going to do. So we didn't say we broke up. There was just no contact. You know what I mean?
And then she was saying she was pregnant.
Yeah, she later on, matter of fact, early this year, she told me that. And so I told her, you know, it's cool. I understand you have to do what you have to do as a, you know, saying young woman who already raising a child. So, you know.
That's a great response. I don't know what I expected from you to say, but
great
understanding.
Yeah, we had a tight understanding with each other. We knew each other. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Do you find that poetry, because you know there are different kind of guys, and some have lines, and some are you know great communicators, and others aren't. But you're a poet, and that is an amazing tool for communication.
Yes.
Do you find yourself if in a situation, any kind of situation, not just romantic, where you figure the situation out by writing about it?
Yes. I'm being a meditator. I recalibrate my energy belt, recycle things, and I write almost every day. So when situations come in, you know, into effect, I'm just like breathing, and I'm like, I gotta get this monkey off my shoulder. And then I pull out my phone and just start writing. And
Also use your phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's so unique. All my books was mainly written in my phone.
Really?
all the poems on it.
Wow.
I never really sat down at the laptop or writing
Mhm.
pen and pad in my phone. The thoughts just come to me like that. So it's just,
You're a man of today. You're not very old fashioned about how you. That's really cool.
I have different writing techniques. If I sit at the laptop and type it out, it's a little more complex with my thinking.
Mhm.
If I sit with a pen and pad, then I'm being more intricate on what I'm going to write about and how I'm going to word things. When I write it in my phone, everything just comes to me like, like boom, like, okay, I'll do 3 lines, then I'll do 4 more lines or 2 and then 6, just, I think of rhythmic patterns in my head and I'm just like, okay, cool.
Hey, so Joel, instead of teasing us, you got one of them books right there. Why don't you read something? Do you mind?
No, I don't mind at all.
Okay, cool.
All right, let me find something good in here.
So when you write in your phone, you write in a notes app. Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
What I found, I have over 2,000, 3,000 notes. But what I found recently is Google Docs on my phone. So if you type it as if it's a note in Google Docs, it's instantly on your computer. It's instantly backed up. It's instantly, I found it to be the better process of the whole notes thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you open up your iCloud or whatever, the notes is right there. So I just do a copy and paste into Word, and we get out here in these streets.
Oh, see, iCloud. I'm not an iPhone. I'm an
I
Android.
was going to say, what if you're team Android?
We're team Android.
I was team Android. I mean, I had to find a way when I had the iPhone. I was like, oh, how do I do this now? All right. I'm just trying to make sure it's not explicit. I want to be respectful.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You welcome.
Explicit. I don't know.
Damn, I wanted to hear the.
I wanted to hear some.
Tune into the Love Zone show on Wednesdays where you hear all type of poetry. They call me Lord Atterbury on that show. Lord is different than King. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so okay, I'm just making sure, okay? I want to be respectful to your listeners and everything, so just give me a moment.
That means he got a lot of cussing, y'all. He got to look that hard.
That's what I'm saying. We might as well just go ahead and say.
Here we go. Okay, this I think the one about Michelle is in here when I play. If it is I'll just get, yeah, it is. Okay, I'm gonna get to that one. Okay. The story of Michelle. Okay. Late 90s, summer, the Atlantic City Boardwalk. Fresh off the Greyhound, 2.5 hours from New York. Knapsack on my back, me and my cousin chilling. He hollered at 2 women who was walking, so we reeled in. He spoke as I shadowed his conversation to the one. Asked her name, I said, Joelle, that we are from Harlem. Stated she from Pennsylvania, speaking like a stranger. Told her, you're not in danger. Where at? So I thanked her for telling me near King of Prussia. I'm not really familiar. The most we talked, becoming close like reflection mirrors. Looked inside her eyes, caught a heart-touching vibe. Energy started splurging as we hugged and naturized. Her first name was given, but also gave her middle. A kiss turned into something that was more than just a little. Copped her math as we dashed to catch the bus to exit 0. Feeling cooler than the Fonz for a new superhero. Me and Michelle formed a bond stronger than pipes in the basement. This organic relationship began without dating. Both of our spirits were so in tune between the sun and the moon. Felt like the 21st of June, summer honey well cocooned. Our interface was enthusiastic from conversations and laughing. Also, I remember giving a short tour when she visited Manhattan. Her first time in Harlem, peeping out some sceneries. Even the man on the subway playing music felt like a dream. She was in awe from what she saw, feeling safe and protected. Both of us shared a blessing of connecting, no question. Homie, lover, friend, as we married for many years. What was there for our near, many could feel it in our ear. Inhaling the best of time, which was short-lived and wrong. Due to circumstances beyond, I fell out of her arms. While I faced legal problems, in fact, I couldn't dodge them. there was never really an answer, therefore she couldn't help solving them. Like faded pictures that was so old outside of a glass frame. Later moved on with life. I was incarcerated with shame. Years later, through social media, emerged back as friends. It's like guess what the wind blew in, chilling once again. Same demeanor as before, older age, true for sure. No expectations at the door, just catching up on life and more. Explained how I am single. In return, she said the same. Both agreed how people change stepping out of purple rain. Video chatting and texting, also told her about my poetry. I didn't even know that she writes and spit bars like me. Amazed at what we find out about grownups that have evolved. Chemistry pure and raw. I wonder what we have in store. We're not reaching, only speaking. It's about 8 seasons. Mindful greetings, thoughtful reasons, close contact we are keeping. She has an extra child and grandkids, so I replied, so do I about the grands, a ribbon in the sky. Our smile matching each other's eyes, searching while they're moving. Told her about what I'm into. Also, I asked what she be doing, working and maintaining through weather that's always changing. This here verbal painting will always be around hanging. King.
Nice.
Okay, King.
Shit, I ain't have nobody write for me like that.
I know, right? I ain't even.
That's so sweet. I love that. I love that. I went out with this person was a poet before and never wrote me crap.
Well,
I was
maybe
like,
he did and you didn't know it. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe it's subliminous or something. You know what I mean?
He ain't write shit for me. And I knew that we would never go further because he just would not, he wasn't inspired by me, so
Yeah.
that's a beautiful thing.
You didn't see the red flag?
I did. I just ignored it. I ignored it. You know what I'm saying? Red flags. I'm learning them. And everybody's
Red
learning.
flags. Sometimes when you in it, they start to blur. They look a little.
Yeah.
They faded. They faded, and then all of a sudden, that day, it's like, yo, that's bright red. That's blood red right there. Got to go.
Exactly.
Yeah, I even wrote a poem about red flag in that book. On the play. I mean, I love and enjoy writing poetry. I use some women as muses, even like friends, and just the conversations we have. It's not always intimate. It could be psychological conversations. We just speak about anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm like their friend's friend. You know what I mean? So
that's cool. On that note, Kid, do you have a final segment before we end the show?
Yeah,
So-
I'm gonna go in a whole nother direction.
Okay, so everybody will at the end we'll get your information so everybody can go buy your books and support.
okay.
But we're gonna do this last segment. We don't have much time. Okay, Kid, go.
So real quick, I'm gonna go to Joel last because of where he's from. So I was reading somewhere and I was talking to somebody about it yesterday, whatever. And they say, first thing they say when I come to Philadelphia, or first thing they think about Philadelphia, one of the first things they think Philadelphia, the Rocky Steps. Okay? And somebody was actually arguing me down online, talking about, I read somewhere that the Rocky Steps, because I was like, no, it's the art museum. Like, no, it's the Rocky Steps. They actually built them for the movie, and they preserved them to enshrine, to pay homage
The Rocky.
to Sylvester Stallone. No, Benjamin Franklin built it when he built the first library and the first. So, like, what are you talking about? So, because I'm from Philadelphia, that's my answer to this. What tourist attraction in your city that people have myths about and try to argue you down about it? I'm gonna start with you, CC. Seabreeze.
No idea. I have not been anywhere long enough to know that kind of history. I mean, y'all, you Harlem, Philly, me, Chicago, love Chicago, but moved by 14 and just
Sears
lived
Tower.
in Sears Tower. I don't know any myths about it. I mean, I know the tourist places, but I don't know the myths. about them.
Yeah, a myth is a, not everybody sits around and thinks a myth. I'm sitting here trying to think right now. I got one.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a myth. It could also be just what's the biggest attraction where you're from. Let's put it that way. And I still say send it to Sears. Well, not now.
Well, it's not even called the Sears Tower anymore. I don't even remember what it's called.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a biggie. A lot of people go there. A lot of people go to the lake. A lot of people go to the Bean. There's a lot of beautiful art there. A lot of people go to the, Wrigley, whatever it's called, Wrigleyville.
Yeah.
Wrigleyville. And so there's a lot of places to go. Chicago's awesome as long as you protect yourself. It's got a lot of fun stuff to do, but I don't really know the history well enough to know anything about it. I will say this though, Muncie, Indiana, when I lived in Muncie, Indiana, there's a Civic Theater, I performed there a lot. That's when I became really entrenched in acting and knew that I wanted to be an actress. And it used to be originally a burlesque theater, where they would do burlesque. And they had like costumes and stuff for years. But this place was haunted like nobody's business. All kind of, and I actually stayed in the theater. They had apartments above the theater. And it was like constant freaking walking and talking. And then I heard all the racial history of Muncie at that time, which was not pretty. So it was, and I think I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I think one night I heard, "Hey, nigga," you know what I'm saying? I heard that shit. I was like,
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, that would be, and it's not a myth. That stuff is real. Okay.
Sure.
Boy, Harlem.
No, I want to save Harlem last because he's New York. He's New York, and that's a whole nother. Go ahead, Shal.
I don't have a myth. I was gonna say that the myth about Philadelphia is that Philadelphia has crabs in a barrel and we don't help each other. It's a myth to me.
The Taurus.
My myth. We are not crabs in the barrel. We help each other.
How did
Philly support Philly. I don't have a place. Philly cheesesteak, water ice.
that's not a Taurus. That's.
Liberty Bell?
You know what? Let me help you out. The Liberty Bell.
But I know about the Liberty Bell.
But there's a myth about the Liberty Bell. There's a myth about the
Liberty.
Liberty.
With your myths. Listen, I don't know the myth about everything in Philadelphia.
Well, everything has a myth, for real.
What's the myth?
That it actually was cracked the first time that it was rang, and really no, it cracked in the shipping.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought it was cracked and they were carrying or something, dropping stuff.
Yeah.
That's so appropriate that it was cracked.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah.
Cracked Liberty. Mm-hmm. Kind of right.
King.
Kinda right.
I know you guys. That's why I'm saying you for last, bro. Like I know you.
We got the Rutgers tournaments, on 55th Street, 8th Avenue. You got the Harlem State Office Building, 125th Street. That's the biggest place right there, the Apollo Theater, where everybody's going at, getting their little souvenirs and stuff like that. So we got Sylvia's Restaurant, one of the main attractions over there. We have the.
It don't just have to be Harlem though. It could be all 5 boroughs.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, but I'm just Harlem. You know what I mean?
See, that's what I noticed about y'all New Yorkers. Y'all rep y'all boroughs heavy.
We go into a whole other thing with that.
Y'all do. Like the Bronx is not trying to hear from Harlem. Like
that's how it is, though, bro. I mean, but here in Cape May, now we have the Harriet Tubman Museum in Cape May.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
How long has that been open?
Maybe last year. I got some fabulous pictures from there. The girl allowed me to sneak in there. I used my charm a little bit.
That's not too far from Philly.
Huh? No.
Cape May is not. It's not far at all.
Nah. But it was amazing in the pictures. Cape May has a very strong history here, So I mean, the first black church right next door to the Harriet Tubman Museum. Even though you still got your racism here, but
That's everywhere.
Yeah.
That's everywhere. It just looks
But
nice.
you know, we are proud to see the Harriet Tubman Museum here. You know what I mean? Like that's something real special. She came through Cape May back in the day.
So that's why they built it there.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. She's being
Thank you.
recognized. You know what I mean? So
I don't even know what to think about that subject. That was so not controversial. I'm not used to anything like normal coming from DJ Kid Disco.
We
Are
had
you
controversy.
serious?
That's all right. We had
thrown.
controversial in the beginning. It's all good.
True.
Yeah, I had to flip it because you know I
Okay.
know y'all. I gave y'all some. Wait a minute, the same house at the same time? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
this
learned
is true.
something new that there's a Harriet Tubman in museum in Cape May. So it was great. It brought about some extra knowledge. And Cape May is definitely not far.
yeah.
Very
Right on
cool.
Lafayette Street in Cape May. Right near the bus terminal.
What's the name of the street?
Lafayette Street.
Lafayette.
Yeah. It's right next to the terminal, the bus terminal. Not too far from there.
Awesome.
Right in the know what I mean?
All right. Well, it's time to wrap it up. King Atterbury, aka Joel Washington Atterbury, thank you so much for joining us today. Very proud
Thank
of you
you.
and everything you're doing. Please keep in touch with me so I know when you release stuff so I can tell everybody. And how can our audience check you out?
Everybody can see my books on Amazon. I'm also the host of the Poetry Corner Show, which is on Facebook, YouTube. And also I do radio blog talk on Epiphany Radio every Monday night, King and Queen's Quarters, with my host, Edwina Simmons. So, and I'm also on IG, King Atterbury Inc. So
All right, y'all, please support, you know, a man that has taken his life and put it down on paper. And for us all, thank you. All right, Shelly, you got something going on you want to share?
I just want to say happy heavenly birthday to Kango Kid. Today is his heavenly birthday, man. I miss you. I love you, but this is the day we celebrate in Kango Kid, UTFO. He will always, forever, always. It's a hip hop heavenly birthday. It's dope up there because you there, but I miss you down here, Kango Kid. So shout out to Kango Kid. Follow me on Instagram, Shelly Shell Williams. But yes, keep rocking your Kango Kid. Never forget, he is here forever.
All right, Kid Disco, what you got?
But real quick, I'm gonna follow that too. Yeah, me and Kango actually.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Kango Kid from the legendary rap group UTFO. You know the hit, Roxanne. And what you're doing right now is you hanging out with my dude, DJ Kid Disco, you heard?
Good dude. Listen, tomorrow, 11 o'clock Eastern, which is what time?
8 o'clock Pacific. We're gonna do it.
Huh? Yeah.
Melanated Morning Show.
Yeah. That's
Y'all
all
still calling it the Melanated Morning Show? I thought y'all changed the name.
It's like it depends on what time of day it is.
It really and it depends on I've been good all the last. It depends on how much medication I had. Depending on it might start the Melody in the Morning Show. It might end two niggas on the couch. I'm just keeping it
right.
real.
Wait a minute, you said medication. I have a thought, right? So if you pay for that medication, aren't you eligible to get it? You know, the dispenser to call. You know, legally. Just wondering.
Yeah, he got all the he can get a that way all the way, especially with your eye issues. And all
that is a very falsely that whoever told that
true?
lie. I want to meet them because as much medication as I take, I should be able to see through walls. So that's
No, but I'm saying that you might be able to get it for free.
you don't get it for free. It doesn't.
No, you gotta pay for it.
Yeah, you gotta pay for that. You better have some
Pay
damn
for
good
it. You just
insurance
got a medication card, so you can go to the
dispensary.
places, but you
Which is the
gotta pay.
same place
You
that
still gotta pay.
Oh, you gotta
Which
pay.
is the same place
It is
that
not pharmaceutical.
at all.
So 11 o'clock, come back tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about the worldly news and all that crap. So 'cause we got a lot of catching up to do. This week on my podcast, I have Blizz G, who is a rapper from Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, and he has got a very interesting story. Can't wait to share that with you and some of his music. That's Friday. It drops at noon Eastern, and then he'll be on the show, the PPC radio show, next Wednesday. Very excited about that. Also, go to my Instagram and check out my TikToks. I'm trying to build that stuff up, y'all. Support.
She over there doing the dance and everything. Let me stop.
No dancing. No,
I'm lying, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm lying.
I did.
Wait a
start
minute.
new-
If that gets you over there, go ahead to TikTok. That's right.
Right. What I am doing that's a little different is I have 3 segments. I do like an advice thing with people I know. I do my meditation, my walking meditations, but the thing that people seem to be
Just
most
fly.
interested in is starting to tell little stories from my Hollywood life. So
People
That's
love
what's
those stories. Yeah.
yeah, showbiz seeing that.
And
that's
I-
the name of that
and-
one. So,
And I'm telling you, I've seen them. They,
Yo, y'all have no platform here. I appreciate coming through and being a part of this tonight.
yeah, and as did I with yours. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Do we have to say did anybody say something we need to share? Or
I do. I got one thing to say that
Mm.
I heard about on Facebook today. If you call yourself a wing lover, stop ordering boneless wings. You don't like wings. You like nuggets.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Thank you for that smart bit of advice.
Right.
Shelly, did anybody say anything we want to share before we say goodbye?
No, they're just still watching. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for watching.
All righty. Well, God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you next week.
I'm doing y'all.